Did you know that JDK 26 dropped on March 17th, 2026? Well, in this video, I'm going to cover some of the features that could be impactful to CS education, as well as share with you how you can find all of the features from Java 8 through Java 26 that maybe you should consider teaching in your intro courses. Have you ever heard the word JEP? Well, the OpenJDK projects have features, and potential new features are proposed openly in the community via a document called a JDK Enhancement Proposal, or JEP. Each JEP goes through a life cycle. They must be approved for inclusion with a target release, have at least one preview cycle to address feedback. Most go through 2 or 3, or they can be pulled back entirely and not make it into the JDK releases. Once feedback is addressed and the community approves the implementation, the JEP is targeted for release as a final candidate. The proposal documentation is updated to reflect the current state with each release. A new identifying number is assigned. So JDK 26 was released on March 17th, 2026, and Java is updated every 6 months. So the next release, JDK 27, will happen in September of 2026. In an effort to help you get current and stay current, we have put together an educator brief. You can find it on Learn.java. On that page, you will find all of the features from JDK 8 to the present that we feel impact introductory computer science education. Whether this be features that we feel like should be included in intro, or features that we feel students might stumble into and we want teachers to be informed about, you can find them in this release. The features are broken into 3 different categories: data-oriented programming, features that we feel increase engagement, and ones that support instruction. JDK 26 had a lot of features released, but there was only one that we feel like impacts Intro to CS education, JEP 530, primitive types in patterns, instance of, and switch. And there's a couple things that I wanted to call out here. For instance of, this new feature will allow you to use instance of with primitives and not just with reference types. And then for switch, this feature will allow you to switch over primitives. One feature from JDK 25 that I hope more people will start to use is compact source files and instance main methods. If you look at the current program, this might be very similar to the first program that you wrote or the first program that you have your students write. There's a lot going on here. And when students see this in the first couple of weeks of school, here's some of the things that I have heard them say, or I can imagine them thinking. Wow, what is all this? I don't think I can do this. What does public mean? What does static mean? What is string with funny brackets and then args? Do I have to memorize all of this? This is a lot. And I think the most disheartening part is that some of them might think this class is going to be hard. And that's all because of a lot of boilerplate code that they don't necessarily need to learn about in the first couple of weeks of school. So what JEP 512 did is it provided us with an easier way to introduce Java to new students. So instead of public class and the class name and public static void main string args, you can actually start students off with simply void main. In addition, there is a new IO class for input and output. So a simple io.println will print this statement to the screen. To do input, you no longer need to use a scanner for input. You can do io.readln. This will prompt the user for their name and allow them to enter it. The readln method only inputs strings. So if you want to input something other than a string, what you're going to have to do is use some parse methods. In this example, we use integer.parseInt to take the entering of an age and convert it to an int. The last thing that you should know about this feature is that it automatically imports java.util because that is part of the java.base module that is automatically included. Check out our Learn.java website for beginners, students, and teachers. On this web page, we are helping to motivate and answer the question, why Java, through our sections on being a Java developer and Java in real life. We're also supporting students with some getting setups material, a learn section, a practice section, and an apply section. For teachers, we have a curriculum map, the educator briefings, a corner for APCSA teachers, a teacher talk blog, and some other resources. Students can practice what they're learning with the embedded Java playground. Until JDK 27 is released, I hope that you'll take some time to catch up on all of the Java features from JDK 8 through JDK 26. Happy Java!